Welcome back. Our next guest was once a busy ad executive in New York City, focused on success. That is, until an 11-year-old panhandler revolutionized her life forever. Her story made her a New York Times #1 best-selling author and a mentor of how small things can make a very big difference. Please welcome an amazing woman, Ms. Laura Schroff. Laura, great to see you.
Well, Governor Huckabee, thank you for having me.
When your book, Invisible Thread, came out, it was just the most touching story. You saw an 11-year-old kid begging for money on the streets of New York. You walked past him.
Yeah.
Then you decided, I'm going to take him to McDonald's and give him something to eat.
Yeah.
How did that change your life?
Well, it changed my life from the standpoint of I had an opportunity to also look at the inside of how a child who was living on welfare in a shelter hotel with a room that was 12 by 12 with as many as 11 people.
Good heavens.
And how difficult his life was. And I remember saying to my friends, if we could all just walk in the footsteps of a child like Maurice, we would never, ever, ever complain again.
Now, that kid was 11 years old. Mm-hmm. You kept meeting him at that McDonald's for how long?
Well, we ended up meeting every Monday for the next 4 years, hundreds of times thereafter, and we're still in touch. And
how old is Maurice?
Well, he is 43. So you can only imagine how old I am.
You're 40, maybe 40 at this point.
No, I'm much older than that.
But tell me, what's he up to now?
You know, the thing that I'm most proud about Maurice is people don't understand. It's so hard sometimes for these children to be able to break cycles. And he finally broke a cycle in his family, his children, and he has the most wonderful family. I call his wife the sergeant because she's pretty tough. And his children will never know from poverty, drugs, and violence. And what's really amazing is that his children's children will be even that much further removed. And when you think about it, that small act of kindness of stopping that day not only changed my life, but it changed Maurice's life. And most importantly, it changed the lives of his children too.
You've now put together stories of people like Maurice from all over the country.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
You know, I have to say that I absolutely love Angels on Earth, and I love it because they're not my stories. I have just been so lucky and so fortunate to be able to tell these stories. In an invisible thread and also on my website, I said, if you have your own invisible thread story, share it with me. And I got my very first letter just a month after the book came out, and I couldn't believe that this person was sharing this story with me. And so I created a folder on my computer, Invisible Thread Stories. And then as the stories continued, in 2015, I realized I had the most incredible compilation of other people's invisible thread stories, and then decided to give it the name that I thought these stories so deserved.
One of the angels in the book is Jose Beliza. What makes him an angel on Earth?
When Jose was only 6 years old, he was living in Mexico, and unfortunately his father passed away, and his mother had to take care of the 5 children. Unfortunately, they were very poor, so she decided to make tacos. And Martin, who was the older boy, who was 9 years old at the time, he got 50 tacos, and Jose, who was only 6, he got 25. And he decided to go to the bus station and over where the railroad tracks were, because that's where lots of people were. And one day he wandered into the bus depot, and this woman said, "What's your name?" And he said his name was Jose, and she said, "I haven't seen you around here." He said, "Well, no, I've been selling tacos here." And she says, "Well, why?" And he explained that his father had passed away and that he has these 25 tacos and he needs to get them sold by 1 o'clock so that he could get to school. And so this very kind woman said, "Would you give me 3 tacos? And would you come back every day? And however many tacos you have left, I will purchase them from you." And he went to her for about 3 months, and every day this woman showed him kindness. This story is so sweet because Jose ultimately came to America. His mother. God bless her. She's in her 70s. She has worked for 6 decades with the family. He ultimately went to college, and he loves mentoring. He wants to be what that woman was for him.
I thought you were going to tell me that he opened a Taco Bell and T. Graham Brown sang the commercial for it, and people showed up from everywhere. But it's one of the many of the great stories in Laura's latest book, Angels on Earth. It's just a terrific and encouraging book. We need some of those these days. It's available at bookstores now. Incredibly inspiring. Order yours today. And if you're in an audience with us here, little early Christmas gift, because you're going to get a free copy of Angels on Earth, and you're going to love it. And if you've never read Laura's book, The Invisible Thread, pick up a copy online as well. And there's even a children's version that I love, and I plan reading it to my grandkids. Makes a great Christmas gift for a young child. Learn more about this wonderful lady, and even go hear her speak in person. Visit lauraschroff.com. I know you're going to enjoy.